All right, this time I've been practicing. I got it. I nailed it.
Okay, I believe in you still. Hey.
What?
You're doing a real good job, but that's not Mary Had a Little Lamb. That's actually Guile's theme from Street Fighter 2.
Oh. So it is.
So how many guitars is that have been expended?
I'd say it's about a baker's dozen.
Okay, that's a healthy number. Well,
yeah. 5 more smashed guitars, and I think I'll nail it.
Sounds good.
All right.
Welcome to episode 17 of Bonus Features with Alex and Robert. You are...
Alex. And you are...
Not Alex.
Aha. Oh, I see. You're throwing that one back at me.
Switching it up.
Switcheroo. Okay.
So
LeBron's a Laker.
This just in basketball. I still don't fucking care about basketball.
Yeah.
Fuck this sport. It sucks.
Well, they're trying their best to make me care less and less.
God.
But don't worry, there's other bad news. Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, apparently that's been delayed or hasn't been finalized. And they're still chasing that Conor Khabib fight, if it ever happens, that is.
Great.
Yeah. So sports just sucks now.
A little dismal. Except the Cubs are doing better, which is a good thing.
Cubs are doing okay.
Yes.
World Cup. There's been some exciting matches.
That's occurring.
Yeah, Croatia, man. They beat, who was it? Denmark. It was a good game.
That's good.
It went to penalties, as they say.
Oh, nice.
It was good stuff.
Very dramatic ending, I'd imagine.
Yes and no, because it's like...
A lot of flopping, or...?
No, it's just like they do all this, like they're running around, and then for it to end, no, you just sit in one place and you just kick it. And it's just like you just feel like an idiot if you miss. Like that's how penalties work.
So it's like hockey, but
no, but hockey they skate. Yeah, exactly. Hockey they skate up, and it's like, oh, what's he gonna do? There's the anticipation, the excitement. This is like he stands there and he kicks it, and either he misses or he doesn't.
Yeah. Again, all things subjective. I'm not a big soccer fan. I'll take hockey any day of the week. Well, but I know you can watch both.
I like both. It's just, obviously, hockey's my favorite. I'm just saying it's a little anticlimactic because it's so hard to score a goal in soccer. And then you're given an opportunity where it's so easy.
Yeah. I would be paying a bit more attention if America was in there, but I know that, we just don't. We're not that good at it.
No, we're not. We're not right now.
Which is dumb because it's like everybody plays it. Like every millennial has played soccer for some shitty fucking soccer team. Like, they've played the sport before.
Yeah, AYSO, man.
So it's like, just figure it out, guys. Figure it out so we can get in there and I can care.
All right. Yeah, I guess, so that does it for our random interlude about sports. But now it's time to move on to our favorite thing to do, movie news.
Yes.
So we're starting off with a trailer for Mandy. This stars none other than legendary spaz-out actor Nick Cage.
Yes, and it's directed by Panos Cosmatos. He has one feature film under his name that I haven't seen, but it looks similar, like very whacked out and weird. I remember hearing about this movie premiering at Sundance, causing quite a stir.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, a good stir. People saying really good things, like it's the best movie Nicolas Cage has done since leaving Las Vegas.
Sundance.
Well, Sundance can have some good, good stuff. The past couple years have been.
I'm just being a jerk.
Yes, but
I know that Sundance is not all bad.
I know we were hotly anticipating the trailer just to see if it was for real, and we got this trailer. And well, what are your thoughts?
Where do I even start? First of all, we got some chainsaws and tigers and cults. Oh my.
Yeah.
Like what? That's the thing that I love about this trailer. I'm like, you know what? I like what's going on here. Nick Cage has to go after some weird cult in this sort of, I guess, psychedelic atmosphere. That's the thing, though, about this. This looks sort of like trippy or whatever, but also pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's got a straightforward plot.
It's a straightforward plot. He has to save his wife or daughter
girlfriend
from someone. He needs to save some sort of friend or family member.
Lady friend.
Doesn't matter. He needs to save her from this crazy cult. So that's pretty straightforward. It's just the place it's happening in is sort of whimsical and fantastic.
It's the vision, man.
Right.
Dear God.
It's the vision of something simple, though. It's not like like some Werner Herzog bullshit.
It's
where
not
you're just
like
what the fuck is this movie?
It's not Terrence Malick. It's like this is just like going to be giant guys and like fucking chainmail and like giant 30-foot long chainsaws and people fighting with them. You know,
that was my favorite thing. It's like this trailer it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah,
because you're like, you know what I could go for? Something else really crazy, and then he's got like the like 7-foot chainsaw or whatever.
It's insanity.
And then there's a random ram tiger.
Random tiger. You got Nicolas Cage fighting crazy evil.
Yeah.
You got the return of Bill Duke is in the trailer from Predator and Commando.
I like that.
This just looks like I hope this movie is as fun as the trailer is leading on.
Oh, I'd be sorely disappointed if this is one of those things where it's like it's not what it's marketing itself as. But
yeah.
I doubt it. It's like how could you even string together footage this crazy unless it really is just that bonkers? Because this looks like prime cut crazy Nick Cage.
I'm hoping it is, and it sounds as though the reviews are saying it probably is the real deal.
That's what I'm hearing.
But all right, so moving on, we've got a little bit more info on the DC Universe streaming service. Sort of what's going to be on there, the shows, the original shows, the old shows, the movies, and comics that are going to be on there. So what piqued your interest? We kind of had a list of like the shows that are coming out, the original ones. What, I guess, piqued your interest the most out of those original ones?
I would say it's between Titans and the Harley Quinn animated series.
Titans, which we got a couple more images from this week, too.
We got our first look at Robin, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It's weird. It almost looks like, you know how the Arrow costumes are, they're
grounded.
If you could, pin or airdrop them into the regular movie universe, it wouldn't be like so out of place, but they have their own look.
Right.
As do the DCU. This seems like you could literally drop it in the DCEU and it would look like it would fit in perfectly.
Oh yeah, I would say so. I'm a big fan of that as well. I'm interested in it.
What I'm not so sure about though is people are trying to say something like the Titans show, it's going to be darker than BVS. It's like,
how?
Yeah, it's like A, how? B, is that really the way you want to go? And C, did you learn your lesson?
Yeah,
I hope that's just nonsensical like soundbite talk. I hope that's not legit.
I'll wait for the trailer, but the visuals definitely seem as though it's going to be on par with it, or at least close to it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for pretty much every show. There's not really anything on here I'm like, I don't know about this. Maybe Doom Patrol?
Yeah, I don't really give a shit about Doom Patrol.
That's like, only because I don't know the characters.
I think it could work as a series. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's the thing is like I've never been like really big on those characters, but I think a TV show could work.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, any of these could work. I mean, that's kind of an idiotic statement,
Harley Quinn will probably be the most popular next to Titans.
See, that's actually one I'm sort of cautiously optimistic about because...
Don't want them to overdo it.
Well, I don't want them to be, like the Deadpool effect, where it's just like, oh my god, it's going to be the most Harley Quinn thing that's ever Harley Quinned, brah.
Well, yeah, it's interesting you bring up Deadpool because I always considered Harley Quinn to be like Deadpool, like how Deadpool is the ambassador for a lot of normal. I don't want to call them normies, but
fuck it, they're normies.
The ambassador to the normies for Marvel. Harley Quinn is the ambassador for a lot of people to DC fandom.
Yeah,
because she's very like Deadpool, got a huge, larger-than-life personality, a lot of cosplaying following going on there, and I don't want them to just kind of placate.
Yeah, see, that's exactly that's my worry is the Amanda Conner Jimmy Palmiotti comics. I read a volume of that. I was like super not a fucking fan, like not at all. So I hope the show isn't. I mean, obviously it's going to borrow some influence from that, and that's fine because it's not like the comic is. It's not like everything about it's terrible. It's just really, really not good.
Yeah.
It's like a 2 out of 5, if you will, rather than like a 1 out of 5, like unreadable piece of shit.
For comics.
Yeah, exactly. So I would imagine again that they're going to use some of the Palmiotti Conner stuff as influence, but I would hope that they're also kind of, doing their own thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Like Batman the Animated Series did for Batman. It obviously drew a lot of inspiration from the movies and from previous comics.
Which is also going to be streamable on this service.
Yeah, that's right.
In its entirety.
Yeah, because all those shows, there's a bunch of those shows, like Justice League and stuff like that, that all disappeared from Netflix.
Yeah, and that sounds like they're going to be doing this sort of rotation thing where it's like, this is available, like Netflix does. It's like, this is available to stream now. Batman the Animated Series, Wonder Woman, and Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, are going to be available from the get-go, it sounds like.
So they're really going after us 90s kids.
They sure are. Now, I'd like to see them add Justice League, maybe some JL Unlimited on there, too. Well, maybe some, old, remember The Batman?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
They had that on Netflix for a while.
Yeah, I like that. And, of course, there's a shit ton of movies that are going to be on there. Pretty much most of the Nolan trilogy, I think. All the Superman movies.
Yeah.
Probably all the DCU stuff. But, yeah, the TV shows, Titans and Harley Quinn intrigue me the most. I'm interested to see Swamp Thing.
I'm, not, because Swamp Thing has always been sort of boring.
Yeah, I've never really gotten into the comics, but I always like the character. I like the concept.
He looks cool, yeah.
Yeah. And is James Wan still involved in that?
No,
I checked.
I don't know. I think he's
possibly
left it. Fuck it. I don't know.
I know he was toying around with it, and that's interesting because I know he's involved in the DC sort of.
Did they have any cast for the Harley Quinn or voice cast?
I don't think so.
Okay, because that's another thing that could sway me is because the way it's drawn, or at least that concept art, I'm like, ooh, I hope this isn't too much like the Connor Palmiotti comics, but
maybe get some Arlene Sorkin.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that'd be cool if they did it.
I don't think that. No, they'd probably do Tara Strong before.
Tara Strong would be good too. Either or.
Yeah, it'd be great if they could get one of those two. But
yeah,
we'll wait and see on that one. Well, we haven't really talked much about the Titans in depth.
Well, I mean, I like the. I don't know what else to say. I need to see a trailer. I like the casting. I think Brenton Thwaites is okay.
Yeah.
He's a decent actor in things that are good. He's good in he's in that movie Oculus. He was in Pirates 4 or 5. I don't know which one. He was also in Gods of Egypt. So he's had his misses, but I feel like he could play Robin.
Yeah. Well, we'll just you know what? I think you're right. I guess I'll have to wait for the trailer. However, I mean, so good so far, I suppose.
Yeah, it looks good from what I've seen.
Although, the jury's out on that comment, though.
Yeah, we'll have to.
It's going to be dark. It's like, please don't. Don't be morons.
Yeah. But
or make it dark and good.
Yeah.
Then it's not a problem.
Right.
All right. So I guess be on the lookout for that.
Probably coming out later this year.
Did they make a date announcement specifically, or did they just announce what's going to be on it?
Well, Titans is going to be out later this year, so I'd imagine it's going to probably premiere.
Well,
it's because it's going to be on TNT, right? Titans. I think.
It was.
And it's not going to be on there anymore.
I think it's just on this thing now.
Okay, so it's going to have to be.
So stay tuned for the fragmentation of how you
media
consume your media. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to
be really, really. Your wallet's going to love it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm excited.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So you know what I heard? They're actually doing a Scream exclusive web content. What's it called? Streaming service. It's just the 4 Scream movies and the Scream series.
Great.
They're also going to do a Commando streaming service. It just has Commando. Okay,
I'm hoping for the Garbage Pail Kids one whenever that comes out.
That's out, and it's going to be $39.99 a month.
Oh.
And that's auto renews, and you have to submit blood samples to get out of the contract.
Oh, I feel bad. That's not expensive enough. I feel like I'm ripping them off.
Legal note: all of that is false.
Yes, the legal department is already making a statement. On that matter, but
no one who gives a shit. We're just making jokes here, people.
Yes,
I'm just saying it feels that way almost. They have a DC only.
Yeah.
The one thing is the comics makes it make a little more sense. Well, because that's a shitload of content.
Oh yeah, thousands they said.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is just, man, that might be the thing I'm most interested in. Because it's like some of this shit is just like I don't want to fucking have to track down every Nightfall or because a lot of that shit it's not omnibused, if you will, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like straggling out. It's like you have to have spoiler issue number 56 in order to know what
God.
fucking happened to Black Mask and War Games or whatever the fuck. It's just like,
Dude,
what? This is bullshit, man. I just want to know what happens.
That's why
I'll just read the Wikipedia plot summary. It's like, fuck it.
It's like, fuck it. That's why I get trades usually, and I'm a much bigger proponent of having the actual thing than the streaming or like reading digital copies. But you know what? I might just bow down to the will of the world and digital format for everything. Who knows?
So it goes.
So it goes.
All right.
Kurt Vonnegut sucks, but that's a good phrase.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to another dark thing that's going to be potentially darker than Batman v Superman. Rosy. We got a trailer for this movie.
Oh, yes. This is the one where Alex Wolff is a jerk.
Nat Wolff, actually.
What?
Different Wolf.
Oh, I thought it was Alex Wolff.
His brother.
Okay, so Nat...
Close, very close.
Okay, let me rephrase that. So Rosy is about Nat Wolff is a jerk.
Yes.
Wow, that was
Basically
a grammatical nightmare, but
basically
anyway.
basically same shit, different day, because I feel like Nat Wolff and Alex Wolff they play a lot of similar characters
They
now.
look pretty much the exact same to me.
Yes, Nat Wolff is currently Sans mole, though. He doesn't have that mole that Alex Wolff has. Not as recognizable. So, this is a movie about an aspiring actress that is kidnapped by a weirdo.
And he's a jerk.
Yes, understandably.
Also,
hence kidnapping.
Johnny Knoxville dumps her first.
Yeah.
Important thing to note. And it's just like, that to me was the most random thing about this trailer. But anyway, so this movie is about her being kidnapped, and then they have this like sick sort of weird relationship, but it kind of seems like she doesn't know if she wants to stay or not. But it's obviously like a Stockholm Syndrome type of movie, and it looks pretty rad.
Yeah,
pretty.
It's interesting you bring that up.
Creepy and good though.
Reminded me a lot of that Berlin Syndrome kind of trailer.
I was thinking about that when I was watching. I'm like, we just talked about something recently. Mm-hmm. Oh, side note: someone else got added to the Black Widow list.
Kimberly Pierce.
Boys Don't Cry and a bunch of other stuff. I hope she doesn't get picked.
Well, she also did the Carrie remake, right?
Yeah, but which is like, that's close.
Yeah, and like she did like Stop Loss and a couple of other things. And
actually, she's done TV, so she could
play ball.
Yeah, she could play ball. All right, but back to
yes. This movie looks pretty twisted and weird, and it could be good. You know,
I think it could be pretty good.
Yeah.
It looks like it's got some pretty groovy cinematography.
I hope it's better than last Johnny Knoxville flick I saw.
Right.
But other than that,
So Nat Wolff, what is he in?
Just so people know. A lot of stuff. He was in Paper Towns. He was in that shitty Death Note movie.
He was in Death Note?
Yeah, he was the main kid in the Death Note. What else? He was in like The Intern. He's been in a lot of stuff. He's kind of been everywhere.
All right, so
I will always know him.
If you're not familiar with Nat Wolff, you're probably still not familiar with him based on that list.
I will always know him.
He
is one of the Naked Brothers band, one half.
Oh.
And the other being Alex Wolff.
Oh.
So I don't know if I'm going to ever let them live that down.
Wait, that's like the Disney thing, right?
I think it was Nickelodeon.
Whatever.
But,
okay, so I didn't know Nat Wolff existed until you just corrected me right now.
That's okay. They are different people.
Yeah. Well, it's good to, let people know who this guy is.
Right.
Especially if we're going to talk about his movies.
And his creepy roles he takes.
Yeah, he's going to play a jerk. That's what's important. Moving along, we've got a bunch of Spider-Man news, starting with the fact that the new Spider-Man sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming is going to be called Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah, which is very much in keeping with kind of what we've heard about the movie, which is it's going to take place abroad and it's going to take place in Europe and all that mess. I'm interested to see how that has to do with Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio.
Oh, maybe they're like in London or something and he's doing like a street busking show. He's like, Oi there, Peter. It's like, how'd you know my name? Oh, I'm magic, you see. And what's his name's got a horrible Dick Van Dyke style.
Yeah, I was going to say, is he played by Dick Van Dyke?
Yeah, just a horrible British accent that's not working.
Okay.
And it turns out Spider-Man or Peter Parker and all his friends think he's a loser and he wants revenge.
And he won't leave him alone.
Yeah. It's like, worst field trip ever.
But It is filming now, yeah. It just started filming, I think, this week. And it's expected to last until December of later this year, and the movie, of course, is coming out around this time next year, July 5th of 2019.
Oh, wait, what was that?
July 5th.
What's the... July 5th next... Okay, 2019.
Yes.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, it's filming in England. Another thing that I looked at here that I actually forgot about is that we are seeing the reprisal of Michael Keaton as Adrian Toomes, a.k.a. Vulture.
Yeah. Well, they showed Matt Gargan in the prison.
Yeah. Actually saw... It was weird. I flipped on Spider-Man Homecoming the other day on HBO, and that was the scene it was. It was just that part where, like, he's like, I heard you know who he is, and he's like, if I knew who he was, he'd be dead. You know, like shit like that. So maybe some Sinister Six building here we get for Spider-Man 3?
Possibly.
I could go for that, you know?
I was reading some theory. Someone's thinking, this is, I don't know. I think this is, like, so dumb. I shouldn't even bring it up. But I've already started. Someone was saying that they're actually going to use the Venom verse to do a Maximum Carnage thing.
Oh man. Well, there's another story in our docket today that's just gonna we're gonna have to discuss, and that's just gonna fuck up my head for the whole fucking rest of the day. I'm not gonna be able to form a coherent thought.
I guess to tie these two together, I think that what's gonna happen is somehow they're gonna link these together. And maybe it's just some deal where Spider-Man villains just can't be in the other MCU movies. So, like, similar to, like, the TV shows.
Is it bad that I'm excited for October? I'm excited for the Venom movie solely because I want to see what the fuck they're planning. And if they do fucking do it, if I do see Tom Holland in there, I'm going to, like, stand up in the middle of the theater and be like, all right, here we go. They're fucking doing it. Like, we're fucking going to try it. Oh, man.
That'd be amazing. And you know what? I think there's a good chance that could happen.
Oh man, I hope so. Just because
what if they've been rope-a-doping us with lies with Silver and Black? Not to bring up Silver and Black conspiracies, but always. What if they just show up like halfway through the movie, like in full costume, and they're just like ready to go? Then Gina Prince Bythewood comes out like after the movie's done. It's like, yeah, we're lying. We're keeping we already filmed it.
Whoa! So that whole the script's in the works. So yeah, we just got to hammer out the script, like talking points. Those are all lies. You were done.
Yep.
We're finished.
Yeah, I'm just a really good liar. You just got to be repetitive.
Exactly. You got to stonewall people.
Yeah, but there is some. Okay, this guy. Where the fuck are we? What are we talking about?
What the fuck is the plan?
Spider-Man. Here? Oh, yes. Yeah, that's right.
For Venom / Mysterio.
And all that Spider-Man. Yeah. Apparently, they're saying a Silk movie's in the works.
Yeah.
It's like, great, a Spider-Man movie, basically, just with someone not Spider-Man, because it's like the same powers and everything.
You know what? They could fucking they could even go so far as to make that Into the Spider-Verse movie, like, canon.
Oh, no.
You know, like Space Jam it, have him come into a live-action world where fucking Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Now you're getting too crazy, man. You gotta rein it in.
Crossover extravaganza on you.
This is.
But it's like that's what it feels like, you know. It's like we're gonna make this Venom movie a Tom Holland Spider-Man verse thing, and it's like
if you look closely in the trailer in Miles Morales' room, there's a picture of like Peter Parker and Aunt May from Homecoming. It's like, well, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
And a picture of Tobey Maguire on the set of Spider-Man 2. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Easter eggs are... Well, that's the thing, though. Easter eggs have changed the game. It used to be like, that's a fun nod to something that exists. And now it's like, what does this mean? Like, look, someone stop the presses. We need to write an article about this Easter egg. What does this Easter egg say about the future of this franchise and its next 8 installments?
To the listeners out there, if it sounds like we're confused about Sony and Marvel's plans for Spider-Man, yes. We fucking are.
Well, you know what?
I'm not worried. I'm just confused.
Oh, I'm
excited.
Confused as all hell.
Morbidly excited.
Yes.
Speaking of morbid.
Oh, yeah, right. So we got Silk, and that's going to be like, hey, it's Spider-Man, except it's this girl instead.
Yes.
But this is different. It's a vampire instead of a Spider-Man person.
Yes, and he's a vampire that he gets powers So it's about the scientist slash guy, right? Normal looking guy. And he gets these powers that he doesn't want that makes him do bad things. And he realizes that he's got to use this alter ego to kill bad people, not good people.
Yep.
Sound like Venom a little?
Sort of, but this is actually Morbius.
Yes, this is Morbius.
The Morbius movie that I was like 99% sure was not happening. Apparently is happening.
Oh, no, it is.
Not only that, it has... it's got someone casted for Morbius.
Yes, it sure does.
Would you like to tell everyone who it is?
The damaged Joker himself, Jared Leto, is going to be playing Morbius.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you saw that Suicide Squad movie and you're like, that kind of sucked. Firstly, I agree with you. It was not good. Secondly, you thought that Joker was kind of weird. Again, I sort of agree with you. But this time, he's going to take a crack at Marvel as Morbius. And that is why someone was saying they thought there might be maximum carnage, because Morbius plays a pretty large role in it.
Yeah, it's an interesting move, you know, to go the whole, we're doing a Spider-Man-less Spider-Verse thing.
Oh, it's a totally stupid move, which is why I think they're rope-a-doping us.
Yeah, I hope so, just because I want to be more confused. Like, just confuse me, Sony.
Yeah.
We also have a director.
Oh, do we?
Daniel Espinosa.
Who director of
Life, Child 44, and Safe House.
Okay. Who wrote this?
Oh, I don't know. I actually
don't
no
know.
one
cares about who wrote it, besides nerds like us.
Yes.
Moving along.
Actually, we do have a writer.
Oh, do we?
Yes, it says, the film was penned by the team of Burke Sharpless and Matt Sazama, who worked on Netflix's Lost in Space series.
Oh, great.
So, just thought I'd add that there to really, really make you guys have very certain feelings about this particular project. I hope that solidifies your feelings.
Well, that gives me nothing, because I saw the trailer for Lost in Space. Didn't look good.
Not enough Heather Graham,
right,
or Gary Oldman.
So yeah, apparently Morbius is happening.
Yeah, I guess it is. What the fuck?
This is well, but who's to say it won't like fall apart? Like,
which yes, I wanted to, because I want to laugh. It's been a while since I've seen a really bad movie at the theater.
Yeah,
and this would be fun to see.
We've got. That's the thing is this Spider-Man, this Spider-Man-less Spider-Man thing. It has the potential to give us like 5 Batman and Robin quality movies.
I just hope they embrace it.
Imagine that. Imagine Venom is like terrible but amazing at the same time, and then they're like, "All right, that's it. We're doing Silver and Black," and then that follows suit.
It could very well be. I mean, like Tom Hardy, from all accounts, it looks like he's having fun, which is code for like this movie might suck, but the acting is going to be hilariously awesome.
That's kind of what the deal with Suicide Squad. They're like, we all got matching tats. We like, we had s'mores and sang Kumbaya. And it's like, yeah, we also made this shitty movie.
Yeah. We went to IKEA.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just so confused. Like, you know, when you're making a Spider-Man-less Spider-Verse, who would, Venom as your lead-off villain? Sure. I get it. Morbius as 2?
Yeah.
Like, what the what?
Or 3.
Or 3? It's just like,
because it could be Silver and Black could come beforehand.
Even that, it's just like, why? Like, why not Green Goblin? Or fucking Carnage? I mean, lead off, make a Carnage movie after Venom, for fuck's sake.
Well, that's what could happen, is it could be maximum Carnage.
We're so in the dark on this.
We sure are. It's all,
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I like speculating all this crap.
If you'd like to offer your thoughts, you could do so in the comments section. You could maybe guide us, help us be less in the dark about this craziness.
Are we drinking the Kool-Aid? Do you think these movies are really happening as much as we do? Let's go. Is the Venom movie a giant joke? Is that they really just they didn't shoot anything, they just kind of made a fake trailer for a movie that's not going to come out in October?
You know what it'll be? It's just 2 hours looped of that couple who tried robbing that gas station in Canada.
Yeah.
You see that? Where it falls through the ceiling? Yeah. Amazing. You gotta watch it when they do that. The Benny Hill music. Hill. It's amazing.
Gotta love it.
I would honestly, I'd stand up and cheer if they did that.
It probably would be better than what we might get.
It could be.
It could be.
But just imagine the nerve to do that. This is why I shouldn't ever become a billionaire.
Yes. That's what Amy Pascal's for, Alex. She's got it. She's got it on lock. She's got the billionaire running a Sony studio thing on lock.
Okay, so moving on. This will be a short one. So there's a little deal on the Disney Fox thing.
Yeah.
What was it again?
A little bit of an update. The Justice Department has given them the green light to proceed with the deal. Now, this is for Disney and Fox. The only caveat is the Justice Department wants to make sure there are limits in place to make sure that Disney does not have an entire monopoly over sports. So it's like certain kinds of Fox sports things they're not going to be allowed to get. And I think certain Disney / ESPN things they might actually end up having to relinquish.
Yeah.
So basically nothing huge, but
they're custom tailoring the deal to make sure that it just squeezes through every little loophole.
Yeah.
Essentially, because they weren't interested in sports and news, I don't think, to begin with, really.
No.
It's mostly the movie and TV properties, of course, excluding the local affiliates. But anyway, so that's happening.
That's that.
Will it ever be finalized? Probably not. We're just going to talk about this to death for the next 3 years, and then maybe something will happen.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows?
Oh boy, I hope it doesn't.
Yeah, neither. You know what? I hope it. I hope it doesn't as well.
Yes.
Moving along, got It 2 has a couple more members joining the cast.
Yes.
They had one guy joining as what's his name? Tom Rogan. Is that it?
That's
Tom Rogan. That's
Beverly's husband.
Beverly's boyfriend, who's a big jerk and he's abusive.
Big douchebag.
Yeah, he's a total douche. And then they've got someone added for Brian Mellon, who's a character in the book. Who, it's interesting, he's murdered after a state fair, and he's important to the book because he's the one he's the inciting incident, essentially.
It's Adrian Mellon.
God damn it. Sorry.
It's all good.
Adrian Mellon.
No, it's all good.
Jesus Christ.
It's interesting that they're going that way. That they're going to actually include that, because I know that was controversial, I guess, but it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a shitty thing that happens.
Right. It's like he's singled out and then he's killed.
Right. And then we also actually have a
what's the actor
for Adrian Mellon?
Yes.
Adrian Mellon, his name is Xavier Dolan.
Okay, don't know him.
Tom Rogan, we have Will Beinbrink, I think is how you pronounce it.
All right, I don't know either one.
We also have Teach Grant as Henry Bowers.
Oh, yeah, adult Henry Bowers, who apparently
isn't dead.
Survives being shoved down a 60-foot well.
Yeah, that was an interesting sort of development. I'm like, really? So they are going canon. That's how it is in the book, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't fall on the well, but he's alive.
Yeah, no, he's definitely alive. He's in the insane asylum.
Right.
And that's kind of what I like about the movies so far, is the first one. It did a lot of stuff that was very specific to the book, and a lot of stuff that was brand new.
Right.
And so with the addition of Adrian Mellon, it looks like they're again looking to the book for some specifics. I like that. Because he's really important, because he's the one who gets killed.
He starts the whole thing, right?
Yeah, once he gets killed, it's like Pennywise, yes, people are doing shitty things again. It's been 27 years. Time to get out there and start fucking shit up again.
Exactly.
So it's the inciting incident that brings back Pennywise and reunites the losers.
Speaking of which, we have the older cast of the Losers Club and the newer cast of the Losers Club. I saw a bunch of photos of them together, hanging out, because filming has actually started already.
Right.
So that is another piece of news involved with It Chapter 2, is that we're commencing filming here, as we should be if this movie's supposed to come out next year.
Right. Are they, what's it called? Are the kids having flashbacks in this?
I think so. I think they're reprising their roles. Okay. I don't know how substantial their screen time's going to be, but it sounds as if they're going to be in the film.
Yeah, I would imagine. You know what? I would imagine they'd have some parts, because flashbacks are actually a huge deal when you get to the latter half of the book. Mm-hmm. It goes back and forth a lot. It actually gets sort of confusing after a while, especially since it's 3,000 pages.
They also cast, I completely forgot, they cast Audra Phillips, Bill's wife.
Yeah.
Jess Weixler, who you may remember from a comedy horror film called Teeth.
Oh, man.
She was the girl in Teeth.
Oh, I knew that name sounded familiar.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's...
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen Teeth, that's a good one.
Oh, man, what a treat.
What a delight.
But yeah, there's a lot of movement happening here. I'm glad, because this was one of the better movies of last year.
This was one of my favorites from last year.
And I'm glad these casting moves are very, a little bit elucidating sort of what's going on with the plot here. We're seeing certain character additions that are interesting.
Yep, you're kind of just summarizing things we already said.
Yes, because we're moving on now to...
That's right.
To...
Indiana Jones 5... was it? Yeah, Indiana Jones 5 has been delayed. Oh, no!
Yeah. Well, don't speak too soon. You know why it's being delayed?
See, that's the thing. At first, I was like, delayed. Good. And then you told me. What was it?
Well, we got to shoot the West Side Story remake first, Alex. We got to do that first.
Okay, so it's like, that's just...
This is all bad.
That's just a big pile of shit.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of news I didn't want to hear. Because West Side Story, that's a classic, man. You can't redo that.
Yeah.
There's no point.
No, there isn't. But... yeah, I don't know what to say as far as the Indiana Jones 5 thing.
Well, it's like, the thing with franchises is usually it's like you're only as good as your last one. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you give things the benefit of the doubt if it's just one bad one in a row. But it's like, what the hell are the odds that Indiana Jones 5 is going to be good?
Probably the same odds that Mission Impossible 4 had.
No, I disagree, because 3 was good. It was not amazing.
Yeah.
It was definitely a good movie.
But think about that franchise, though. That movie had 2 bad installments from the get-go. Well, not bad. No, Mission Impossible 1 is not great.
It's like a 3.5 out of 5.
But, like, that's a franchise that should have been dead in the water.
2 was not good.
It was not good. And, like, here comes J.J. Abrams with fucking 3, and lo and behold, we have a 5th one coming out. Or no, 6th one, right?
Yeah, 6th
one coming out in a couple weeks.
But again, that's like, that shouldn't be used as a, well, remember when this thing that totally shouldn't have worked did somehow?
Yeah. I'm not necessarily excited for 5 at all, really. But if there's a person I would trust to make a 5th one, it'd probably be Spielberg. I mean, he's the only one I would trust. Well, who else? Well, I know your answer. It would be nobody. They shouldn't make 5.
Exactly. I was going to say that or Uwe Boll.
I get both of those sentiments.
Yes.
But
for those of you who don't know Uwe Boll, he makes weird movies, mostly bad video game adaptations. You should check him out, because I was, again, 100% joking. Don't want him anywhere near that.
No.
Or maybe I would, just because it'd be like, now can you stop making these?
Yeah. See what we let happen?
Yeah.
I guess this your opinion, or anybody's opinion on this, really just all depends on how you feel about 4. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
That's what I mean. Everyone thought it was like not good.
Yeah.
It was, again, it wasn't like a 1 out of 5.
No.
It was just very not good.
I would say as an Indiana Jones film, it is severely not up to snuff, if you will. But I would be lying if I said I hated it. I don't dislike it that much. It's not great, but it's okay.
No, I definitely did not like. It's like, to me, that was like, just stop.
Yeah,
that's what it screamed out to me.
It's definitely not as good as 1 or 3. I'm not a big Temple of Doom guy.
Man, everyone hates on Temple of Doom. I like it.
It's good. I'm not a big. I thought it got a little weird.
But there was monkey brains.
And Spielberg's wife, remember that?
Was
Kate
that?
Capshaw was the lady.
Oh, yeah.
I like Short Round. I'm a big Short Round fan.
Yeah. Stewie had some choice words about that.
Yes. But I don't... Yeah, this is weird. It's weird that Spielberg's choosing West Side Story to do over this. Like, you'd think you'd be like, no, I'm going to finish off this fucking thing that I started with my career with.
This is like, to me, this is like, if I want to be a drama queen about it, this is like, do you want your arm or your leg broken? Because I just don't want either one of these to happen.
I'm going full Jimmy Stewart and getting my leg broken.
Yeah, if I have to choose, I'm going to choose my leg.
And it's going to be by a race car.
Yeah, it's going to be my race car, and maybe I'll get a telescope.
I'll have a sassy...
All right, we got to stop, like, referencing stuff while we're referencing stuff.
Rear Window, guys. Watch the fucking thing.
I get it. We're like, talking about things we've seen.
Yes. Moving movies, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is happening. Both movies are happening. They're just happening in a different order than we thought.
What? I thought, oh no. Oh,
well,
right.
Yeah, it got delayed. Prolonged, if you will.
See, my brain was saying, that means it's dead. And it's like,
it's inevitable.
I was lying to myself, and I forgot that the word delayed meant it's still happening.
Yeah.
Or maybe it won't, though.
Maybe it won't.
Maybe it won't.
You know what? If it won't, that means it'll probably just get rebooted, which is par for the course nowadays. And we'll see a young Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't sound good either.
No, you can't fill the shoes that River Phoenix.
You just can't stop them.
Oh man,
they'll just never stop with these. I think that's inevitable. Basically, at this point, nothing will ever die. Mm-hmm. They'll reboot it and they'll make a bunch of significantly worse versions, and that's just life sometimes.
It is.
Especially in the movie industry. All right, moving along, we got some good news.
Okay.
Possibly.
Okay.
Well, because it's going to Netflix, so it's like, a little dicey there. But Iko Uwais, star of the Raid film series, and also star of the upcoming Mile 22, will have a show on Netflix called Wu Assassins.
Oh, it's a show on Netflix.
Yeah, it's a show.
So this is a better chance of being decent.
Yes.
If it was a movie, I'd be very, very afraid.
That's true.
Afeared, if you will.
You know what? You're right. Maybe I was being a little too harsh.
Well, we have a synopsis for said show also.
Do tell the people.
So the show is set in San Francisco's Chinatown, and it tells the story of a martial arts crime world featuring supernatural elements. It stars Iko Uwais as Kai Jin, who becomes the latest and last Wu assassin, chosen to round up the powers of an ancient triad and restore balance once again. This sounds a little bit like, what do you call it? Into the Badlands? A little bit like kind of like a fantastical martial arts romp show.
So I'm down, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
as long as it's got some great fight scenes, some horrible dialogue, I'm there.
It will. It will have both of those, I'm sure.
I'm looking forward to that.
We also know the showrunner is going to be one John Worth, who did Terminator. He worked on Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles and Falling Skies. I liked Sarah Connor Chronicles.
It was all right.
It's okay. Falling Skies is.
Didn't see it.
It's not that great.
So what you're saying is it sucks.
No, it's not great. It's
just not good.
It's not good.
It's boring. You hate it. It's your least favorite.
It's my least favorite. This is my mission, is to fuck Falling Skies. No, it's just not very good.
No, it's just not great.
The effects aren't good for a sci-fi show. It's not very good. And I don't know if that's on him. It's not, probably. And I'm assuming a lot of the effects in here will be practical, at least the fighting ones. They said supernatural elements, so I'm assuming that'll all be CG, which I don't care about. I'm going to be there for the sci-fi shit. Or the fighting shit.
Yeah, I'm there for Iko Uwais and his brand of Pencak Silat.
Yes.
The Indonesian martial art that he has helped popularize.
Yeah, this could
around
be real
the world.
Good.
Yeah. I'm excited for this. I'm glad this guy's coming up, which is I'd say it's about damn time.
It sure is.
Yeah. And I'm glad it's happened before he's like 50. Like, because Donnie Yen, he was a big deal if you like really, really liked martial arts movies. And I'm saying like more than me even.
He's also coming up.
But that's what I mean.
Again.
He's 52 or something.
Yeah, that's what's
Like,
sad.
and Ip Man, he was in his 40s. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying.
That was just Ip Man 1.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And so this is good because Iko Uwais he's like 30-something, 33, 34. Mm-hmm. So he's getting his due early, which is good.
Nice.
So moving along, we've got some news for the Charlie's Angels reboot.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while since we talked about this one.
Yeah, Naomi Scott has been added.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with that, I guess.
That's news, I suppose.
Yeah, fuck it. I've got nothing else to say, really. That was just a quick tidbit. Moving along, we've got the most exciting news on here by far.
Go ahead.
Rob Cohen, legendary director of one of the Fast and the Furious movies, the first one.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah, the first Fast and the Furious, and the smash hit Hurricane Heist.
Oh, yeah.
He will be directing an adaptation of the comic book series that out-90s the 90s itself, Razor. Which,
okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware of Razor, it's it's part of a trend of comics, like sort of in the 90s it was like the original Dark and Gritty.
Yeah.
Like there's a bunch of them. There's like this, Spawn, like
Nightwatch.
Like a lot of big like capes and
A lot of big
nightsticks.
cowls that like go like 7 feet over the head of the person.
Yeah, and a lot of like muscles on muscles. Like a lot of, I don't know how to describe it. It's like
A lot of veins.
yeah, it's like imagine like Batman just trying to, I don't even fucking know. It'd be like Batman mixed with like the world of like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, it's like
basically.
It's like the world as Frank Miller sees it, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
Frank Miller's world through his eyes.
TV tropes would call that a crap sack world.
Yes.
So yeah, we got this movie coming out. It stars Emma Dumont, who was on she was on a TV show called The Gifted.
Yes.
It was like an X-Men spinoff. It was on Fox. I don't know if it's still on. So this movie is apparently happening, and I'm just like sitting here thinking, wow, of all the comics aside from Marvel and DC, this is the one y'all are going with.
Yeah.
It's a bold move.
It is a bold move.
I like where this is going. And again, since you and I have been craving a 2 out of 2 bombs,
This could be it.
this could be it, people. This could be it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting also that this is the producer of The Crow, Jeff Most, who's been
perfect.
trying to get the
Yes.
another 90s movie.
Yeah.
The most 90s 90 fucking thing ever. So I'm hoping this is as dark and edgy as it's promising to be.
I just hope there's lots of people who look like they shopped at Hot Topic in this movie.
Same here.
So that does it for the news. Now we're moving on to a quick August overview. We've kind of mentioned most of these before, but we'll just go through them again. Just as a reminder, people. So we got Death of Superman Part 1. When is that coming out exactly?
Death of Superman Part 1, it comes out in...
I believe it's early in the month, for sure.
Yeah, and this is Part 1.
Yes.
Death of Superman Part 1 comes out August 7th on Blu-ray. It actually comes out on July 24th on digital, but
Yeah,
the
but
physical copy comes out next month.
I go by physical copy.
Yes.
That's how I roll.
And that's Part 1.
So that's Part 1. It's the animated series, or not animated series, but it's an animated movie.
Yes.
And it, of course, adapts the comic version of The Death of Superman, which was a very long but pretty good comic event, if you will.
Yeah, we talked about it. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I would say it looks pretty rad, and again, it looks like it's following the comic more closely. Then moving on, we've got The Movie Man.
The most anticipated movie for the rest of your year.
The most anticipated movie for the rest of my year. I've been waiting, man, and I was supposed to have seen it 3 months ago, and then it got moved. And then no one reported on it, because no one gave a shit, apparently. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a movie coming out. I'm sure you've heard me bitch about it plenty of times. It's called Prayer Before Dawn. And is, of course, about the British national fella who's a boxer, gets caught with a bunch of drugs in his hotel room. Thusly, he's going to fight in a Muay Thai tournament to win his freedom.
Yes.
So again, that's August 10th, people. A Prayer Before Dawn.
Yeah. This is the one to see, I'd say, for that month.
For August? Absolutely.
Well, we have the next one that's like close.
It comes it's close, but this...
no cigar, as they
no
say.
cigar for A Prayer Before Dawn.
Mile 22.
Mile 22, yeah, we were just
Also,
mentioning Iko Uwais.
This actually also got delayed.
Just a couple
only
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was originally supposed to come out on August 3rd. It's coming out on the 17th. So not too lofty of a gap.
Yeah, I could feel the vein on my forehead just... When I first saw that article, I'm like, delayed?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, so that's
But it's
something-
coming, people.
Yeah, and we're excited for it too.
And then there's that other... There's something else got delayed that month, too.
It's Happy Time Murders.
Yeah, but we decided that looks not good.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know how to feel about it. Did you also hear that it's got a lawsuit against it?
What? Because it's something to do with, like...
Something to do with
Jim Henson.
which is weird because I'm like, isn't your kid directing this? Like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on? I don't know.
Oh, well, I guess it's like, we don't want you to ruin our image.
I mean, look, the ABC Muppet Show ruined Muppets for me. I don't know. the Kermit and fucking Miss Piggy divorce ruined Muppets for me, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Dear God. But anyway, that doesn't look very good. Mile 22 does.
Mile 22 looks pretty rad. They showed the Red Band trailer before Soldado, and like a weirdo, looked at the floor.
I feel you, though.
Because it's just like, come on. I already said I want to see. They should just have, like the blaster shields. Just like, I don't know. They should just
a mining hat or the soldering fucking
I got it. You know what they should hand out in the theater for trailers? Have you ever seen the movie Tommy?
Oh, yeah.
You know how everyone's playing pinball with like the thing in the mouth guard, the thing in their ears, and so they're blind, deaf and blind.
Jesus.
They should hand those out. So I looked at the floor like a weirdo.
That's okay.
But it looked. The trailers
sounded good, I bet.
It sounded great. It sounds real great.
But that's coming out. We also have another film we talked about, I think, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Let the Corpses Tan.
This comes out August 4th.
And that's going to be probably impossibly hard to find.
Yeah. It's coming out August 4th at the Locarno Film Festival.
Wait, but where's it? When? I thought it's later August for U.S.
Yes. I don't know when that is, though, but definitely later August.
All right, well, look that shit up.
Okay, let's see. It's 31st of August, 2018.
Okay, yeah. Hence it being listed last.
Yes.
Again, we talked about it. It's a East meets West, no pun intended, of new and old westerns. So it looks pretty good.
That it do. Everything else can eat shit.
Oh yeah, and then basically, and that includes Meg. Looks terrible. So that does it for August, and now it's time for reviews. I finally saw something for the first time in a while.
Oh, man, what was it?
I saw...
Oh, wait, we just talked about it.
Oh, yeah, just... well, sort of. I saw... Oh, yes, we did just talk about it. Anyway, saw Sicario 2, Soldado.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Sicario...
colon...
Day of the Soldado.
Okay. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Overall, it was honestly just a tiny bit better than the first one.
I'm shocked that you said that because everything I've heard is that people have been saying it's like a shell of what the first one was, and it's like a lot of people said it's like they said the movie didn't need to happen. So I'm interested in hearing your take on like what made the movie so much more than the first one for you. Really, it was that I don't know. It's just the first. Okay. My problem with the first one is it, like that movie from the 60s based on the Shakespeare thing, A Man for All Seasons, it's just the first half hour of that it's just really boring and there's not a lot moving. Mm-hmm. Like you get an idea of who the king character is. And then once he's on trial, they're like, oh, now shit's getting real. And it gets really good all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. And for the rest of the movie, it's great. And I feel like the first Sicario did that because you're like, all right, we're in this world. We meet Emily Blunt's character, but then it just gets a little boring. But then it picks up again when what's his face, Benicio del Toro's character becomes more of a focus, right? And
it gets better. It was good throughout. It's just there was also pacing issues throughout. Like it was sort of one of those things where you're so invested in wanting to know what was happening, you just get impatient. Mm-hmm. You're just like, get on, where the fuck is he going?
Right.
It's like, God, tell me, God damn you, tell me. You're just like, come on, like, let's move this along. Like, you'd figure out the idea of a scene. It's like, oh, so he has to go meet up with so-and-so. All right, then fucking meet up with them. Mm-hmm. And it was weird, too, is because at the same time it would have, like, pacing issues. Sometimes it would just be like, boom, just hit you with something out of nowhere.
Jesus.
But, yeah. In general, I would say, acting-wise, fantastic.
That's what I was expecting.
Because you got, man, Josh Brolin.
He's on a fucking roll.
He's on a roll, but the true star
Benicio
del Toro.
He was the true star of the first one.
Yeah, but I mean, even some of the bit parts, like there's the, I should probably maybe give a brief overview of the plot.
Okay.
So it's also sort of confusing.
I heard it's about like the United States is trying to declare the cartel a terror group.
Okay, that's it. So the United States is trying to declare the cartel a terror group, and they do this. What the fuck was it? Oh, in order to start a quote unquote war between the cartels, they stage a kidnapping. I mean, technically it's a real kidnapping because they do kidnap her. But what they do is they make it look like the cartels did it in order to try and start a war. But then what ends up happening is there's complications, and the idea is they need to get the girl who's been kidnapped across the border. Mm-hmm. That's like the main plot once everything goes to shit in trying to start this cartel war. Because it also ends up that they sort of instead get into it with the federales, because some of them are bought off by the cartels. So, again, that's another thing. The girl is actually a really good actress.
Isabella Moner, I think is how you pronounce it. She was in Transformers 5, the last one.
Was she?
Yeah, she was.
Was that her?
The little girl in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she was good in this.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, but I would imagine her acting is just, no one's acting as good in Transformers.
No. I'm seeing a lot of other names in here that I'm like, they were in this. Matthew Modine, Catherine Keener, Jeffrey Donovan.
Wait, Catherine Keener. She played one of the overseers of his little committee.
Yeah, and I remember you saying that, you just said that all the supporting characters
all
are
the
good.
supporting characters in this are really good.
Well, that's good.
The thing is, again, it does it a little bit. Not as bad as other movies. It does sort of promise you it promises you a smart shoot 'em up. Mm-hmm. And again, the elements of suspense and the plot, it was pretty interesting. But there was one side plot that it was like they started off with a Muslim terrorist group, like Islamic extremism. Jesus Christ, can't talk today. But so they go with that angle for a bit, and then they sort of abandon it in the middle, or not even. Like they have it at the beginning, and then they're like, "Well, we did this with the Middle Easterns. Let's do it in Mexico." And that's kind of it, but I felt like there was going to be more to it.
Yeah, I get that a lot because this is written again by Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah.
A lot of his movies are just like, you think they're going to do certain things, like certain tropes, or you think the story is going to unfold in a way, and then it kind of just doesn't. The movie kind of unfolds in a different way, and it feels real. Like that was one thing about Hell or High Water, is that like, it was still a movie, but it still felt very real. Or like Wind River was like, it was a movie, but like there was stuff about it that felt like, oh, so this isn't just a movie. This feels like a true story. So like, I guess maybe that's what he was trying to do, maybe, perhaps.
No, but it felt more like an abandoned thread.
Yeah.
Or like a abandoned
plot thread.
Plot thread. And that was a little like, I was kind of like, oh yeah, what the hell happened with that? Like after I finished watching the movie. I would actually say there's some parts where I was like, it was weird how it bounced back between trying to be realistic and trying to be more of an action sort of movie. Mm-hmm. And there's one weird thing about the movie. I felt like a lot of the action was just like sneak attack kills rather than like straight up gun battles.
Yeah, that was one thing I was also going to ask, is how is the action as good or better than the first one? Because that was one of the things I really liked, is like you had like a couple, like the shootout at the beginning with like where they find the bodies behind the drywall, and like that shootout at the border, the shootout at the end. Like there's a lot of great action scenes. Like does it follow in the footsteps? And I guess overall, does it feel like it's directed by a different person?
Yeah, sort of, because again, there's like there's a couple action scenes that are more like straight up shootouts, but they're done really well and they're filmed really well. And that was something I really enjoyed.
That's good.
There's some where it's just like, oh, that was quick. It's kind of like, all right, we're going to gang up on them and kill them all. Well, blam, blam, blam. All right, they're all dead. All right, let's go home. Overall, though, the action was good. I would say it's actually weird. I kind of forgot that it was directed by someone different. Mm-hmm. Who is this directed by?
Stefano Sollima. He's an Italian gentleman.
Yeah. I don't know. That directing it just felt like pretty much a sequel.
Mm-hmm. How upset are you that this movie has a shittier rating than Uncle Drew on Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, come on. Like,
That's not a joke either. It has a 64, whereas Uncle Drew has a 60-fucking-6.
wow.
What the fuck is going on?
Man, we gotta see this Uncle Drew now.
I guess I have to see it.
I'm curious.
I like Nate Robinson, but this is ridiculous.
But back to Soldado, how I feel about that. I would say I'm surprised.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. The thing I liked about this movie, though, and maybe this rubbed people the wrong way, is it's like, look at how ugly and messy life can be when dealing with large international policies.
That was another thing I was going to ask you. Is this movie, do you think part of the reason why, because it's doing okay, not great.
Yeah.
Do you think this movie is too depressing to be a summer movie? Should this have come out in like September?
Actually, yeah. To be honest, this is not really a summer movie. It was weird though, the way the audience reacted. Like sometimes it's like whoa, like it felt like your summer movie crowd,
right?
But then it's also pretty glum. Mm-hmm. But then there's a thing at the end, and I guess I won't spoil it, but it kind of was like, come on, it was a little too silly, and it was sort of like, so we're a Marvel movie, basically. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Is it like leave it open for a trilogy, if you will?
Oh boy, does it ever.
Yeah. That's another criticism I've been hearing is like, it feels like they're trying to make a trilogy out of something that really didn't need to be one. Did you get that? You get that impression from?
I get that vibe, but I think because of the subject matter, there's endless amounts of stories you could come up with.
Yeah.
It's not like this one time in this one very specific place, you know? It's not like trying to come up with a sequel to like Double Indemnity. It's like, well, everyone's dead, and Edward G. Robinson's just like, man, see, I had you all figured out.
Yeah, here's a sequel to fucking Witness.
Right.
Just like, what?
Like,
Why?
Michael Mann movies are very like, this time, this place. Mm-hmm. Like, you wouldn't, or did he do 16 Blocks? I can't remember.
That might have been. But I know what you mean. It's
okay,
very
but
much
that's like another example where it's like, all right, everything's wrapped up in a great big bow. Mm-hmm. Blah da 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 da.
Oh yeah.
But like, you still don't know shit about Benicio del Toro, really. Like at the end of the first one, like you know that he's like the lawyer and all that. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that's. I understand that criticism is like maybe that type of. When they, like action thrillers are not usually begging for sequels like a straight action is.
Right.
But I wouldn't say that it was unnecessary. I just hated the way they went about setting up this next one.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing is that a lot of people feel as though it's just like I this didn't need to have a sequel for a lot of people, and I get that, but would I turn down a Sicario 2 or 3? Probably not. See,
that was the thing is I thought this was it was just barely a little bit better for me because it was more it was dispersed, the action, and like the best parts were kind of scattered throughout.
Right.
Whereas the bulk of the good material was mostly in the end act of the first one and the middle a little bit.
How was the score this time around? Because I know they didn't have Johan Johansson to do it because he passed away, sadly. So they had a guy named Hildur Gudnasdottir. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's something
whatever
Norwegian/Scandinavian.
The score was pretty good. I didn't really notice it. It was just, there's times where I did, but that was only because I, sometimes like, what does the score sound like right now? Let me analyze this.
Right.
But it was fine. It was just, I don't know what the fuck to say. Like, I guess I'm disappointed because the trailer I thought this was going to be a lot better than it was, even though it was just a little bit better than the first one. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I guess the point about it, whether it deserved a sequel, that really didn't have to do with the quality of it.
Okay.
It's just there's some moments where I'm just like, come on, just get to the... Like, I hate when you watch something, it's like, right, you got to go here, you got to do this. It's like, we get it, fucking move along.
Yeah, that was one of the things I liked about the first one is that it was really it was good, but I felt like they could improve because I'm like, I don't know if I want to see this Emily Blunt character again. Not because like I don't like her, but because clearly the filmmakers and screenwriters don't care enough about her because she didn't do anything.
Exactly.
So
she's just kind of stuck in the bureaucracy.
Right. So when they pitched this, where it's like we're gonna have a sequel where it pretty much focuses on Del Toro's character, I'm like, that sounds like an improvement. And I guess from you, it sounds like it kind of is.
It kind of is, but not really, but it's just maybe they needed a better director or something.
Maybe it should have, yeah.
I don't know. So overall, I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5.
That's pretty good.
Seems to be like a lot
recurring theme
Jesus
of
Christ.
2018.
Yeah, seriously. Well, I mean, what was that? Like a couple summers ago, we called it the summer of 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Was that 2015 or something?
Might have been.
Yeah. Yeah, so, God damn it. It's just...
Well, I'll still see it.
No, I mean, it's all right. It's just that there's been a lot of mild disappointments so far. Because, like, the more I thought about Deadpool, the less I liked it. This, I was just kind of like, it was pretty good.
Even Avengers for me, it's like, should that have just been a 4 out of 5? Or an 8 out of 10? It's like, that should have been better than that.
That's...
You know, a little bit.
Well...
At least a 4.5.
Well, both Marvel movies have kind of been, just, like, a little disappointing, each in their own ways.
Black Panther, in a way?
Well, mostly because they just didn't do 10 waterfall fights like I wanted.
What the hell? Oh, man.
I want to challenge. I want to challenge.
That's just the whole movie.
That's what I was saying. We talked about...
I've got to go home. I'm tired.
It's like, I'm only continuing if I am allowed to keep the powers. Yeah. Fuck. He found a loophole.
Yeah.
All right, but... Yeah, again, it's kind of annoying. I feel like there's a lot of movies that are... They kind of step over their own feet, like trying to be between good, like, or trying to really be different and good, but also stuck in the, we gotta please this audience or do this and do that. They're kind of stuck in between pleasing everybody and not taking chances, and it's made a lot of things that are okay, and some things that are mediocre.
Right.
But I don't know, this year has just been fucking irritating in that sense.
Well, it was for you. And it was for me.
All right.
Until a week ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You saw something.
I saw a motion picture called Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Which is the documentary about the man, the myth, the legend.
Fred Rogers.
The saintly Fred Rogers.
Fred Rogers himself. I'm not a big documentary guy. And I think that goes for... a lot of people, sadly, I guess. I mean, it's not that I don't like them. It's just that... I
don't like when they are just like, they're so up their own ass about whatever slant they're trying to put on something.
Right. Or it's that, or it's... For me, it's always... I like the artifice of fiction, of feature-length films. Even movies that are based on true stories. I like that it's like, okay, this is the dramatization of that event.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
For documentaries, like the true crime ones, and like even stuff like about important shit, like what was like a lot of the Kirby Dick ones, like the ones about like rape in the military and shit that like goes unreported. It's like those are real important, but like they're not what I call entertainment. It's about information, I know what you mean. I just sort of. They just make me feel bad. I don't want to feel bad.
A lot of them do, but then there's a lot of the ones like Blackfish where everyone's like,
or like,
oh, you know what? I saw that Blackfish, and now I'm an expert, and like, if you've ever been to SeaWorld, you're a shitty fucking person. It's like fuck you. I was 4, okay? Yeah. Like, I don't have a concept of like.
It's like you're never gonna want to go to SeaWorld ever again. It's like I'll let my 7-year-old self know that 15 years ago.
Yeah, good, great. I'm not gonna go to SeaWorld. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah,
it's just everyone. I hate how everyone gets so fucking sanctimonious when they watch a documentary.
And that's due to a lot of like the information that's spread. It's a lot of like, documentaries try to provoke and they try to be expose-ish, and they that's fine.
I get that. And like you said, some are important, some things, people should talk about or like whatever. But I feel like that mission has been lost recently with documentaries.
And I will always say that, like, those are never a fun watch. Like, watching fucking Thin Blue Line isn't fun.
No.
It's like, it's good, but it's not a fun movie.
Okay, I've got 2 fun documentaries, though.
Jackass. What?
No.
Does that count?
Pumping Iron.
Oh.
Arnie.
Okay. Yes.
And Baby Snakes.
Yeah,
which is about, what's his name? Zappa?
Yeah.
And his band. It's crazy.
Does Milo and Otis count? Because I'm a big Milo and Otis fan.
What the hell is Milo and Otis?
Oh, man. It was, look it up. It's weird. It was a Japanese movie that they dubbed in English, and I was a big fan of it. It's about a cat and a little dog. But I love it. But anyway, so getting off track.
Yeah, we're getting way the hell off track.
I'm not a big documentary guy. Right. I wasn't looking forward to seeing this, but goddamn it.
You weren't?
Well, because I didn't want to be sad. I'm like, I know, because I've already heard people say, like, oh, you're going to cry. And it's like, by the way, for the record, I fucking did. I squirted tears. Like, it happened. But they weren't sad tears. Yeah, there you go. They weren't sad tears. They were happy tears. Because, God damn it, is this movie good? We have our first perfect score of the year.
Wow.
I was that impressed. And, and I know a lot of, the criticism that people would have is like, well, no shit, it's good. It's about Fred Rogers. The man was a saint. Yes, but it's also just a really, really skillfully made documentary. Like, as far as being a documentarian, the guy, Morgan Neville, he also did that documentary called, like, 20 Feet from Stardom, which is about, like, backup singers or whatever. I didn't see it. But, like, the guy is, like, an interviewer. Like, the kinds of questions he pulls from people and, like, the answers he pulls out of people, he's magnificent. The footage he finds of, like, Fred Rogers doing stuff, like, there's an intimate conversation between, like, Fred Rogers and, like, a child psychologist in, like, the 60s. Yeah. And it's just them talking about, like, she's saying, like, Fred, television's a really important medium now for people to communicate with children. And she's basically telling him, like, you can't fuck this up. And I'm like, how the fuck did they get this conversation? Like, it's just, like, them in a room talking. Yeah. And there's so much footage of just, like, Fred in really intimate moments with kids and, like, by himself, like, recording, like, on set, B-roll footage. All this stuff that I couldn't even imagine, like, someone compiling and editing together in a way that makes sense. But the way that it does, the director just really directs and edits the shit out of this.
So would you say that, based on what we were saying about documentaries earlier, that this seems to be just more of like a chronicling about a guy who did some good?
Yes.
And what made him good, instead of, like, having some sort of ulterior motive?
Yeah, I would say that's probably 85, well, maybe 95% of it. I mean, the movie, this is a non-spoiler review, right. But I'll say the movie ends in a place where it kind of poses the question to the audience, like, what are you going to do about it? Like, how are you going to go about your day now that you know all this information about how Fred wanted us to be? Yeah. But the rest of the movie is just, like, the chronicling of Fred and, like, how he single-handedly saved PBS and, like, how he started fucking Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and addressed, like, so many crazy things. There's just so much stuff in this that just, like, God damn it. I hate sounding like a sap, but it fucking warms your heart, dude. Like, I loved it. It's like, I love dark and gritty. Like, I love me some Batman Begins and Dark Knight, and what are some Unsane, this year, or, like, Avengers is really dark.
Well, this time around.
Yeah. But you know what? I didn't know how fucking much I needed. Just like a good time, like a good fun movie, like feel good movie that, it made me a little emotional, but it came from a good place. It wasn't, this isn't Patriots Day where you're just like, fuck, what did I subject myself to?
You're just like, wow, what a world.
What did I do? Why did I do that to myself?
That's exactly what I thought when the credits rolled for that. I'm like, why did I come to see this?
Yeah.
And again, it was really
fantastic,
good,
but it's just like, fuck.
It's pretty, it's gut wrenching.
Yeah.
But this is heart wrenching.
Yeah, I would say heartwarming.
Heartwarming.
Yeah, very much so.
Warm heart wrenching.
Warm hearting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, and that a lot of that comes from Fred. A lot of it comes from again, as I said, the interviewing, the questions he pulls from, like, people that were close to Fred, Fred's family, Fred's associates, actors that work with Fred. They also do some animation stuff in here, which I didn't expect. It's kind of like experimentally where they, like, juxtapose, like, Fred's life onto, like, Daniel the Striped Tiger.
Okay.
Because, like, do
they do, like, some rotoscope stuff?
No, it's like it's like an animation, little small, like, little animated segments, but they're like, it's weird. I never, because Daniel the Striped Tiger is basically Fred Rogers, and, like, anybody who's close to him would have said that. Like, his wife says that. It's like Fred was communicating his, like, fears and his, like, feelings and sort of problems that he had as a kid through Daniel Striped Tiger, which is, like, one of the songs that they sing is, like, I forgot how it goes, but the song is about, like, Daniel Striped Tiger thinks he's a mistake. And, like, he's, like, singing to this other actress on the show about, like, how he's afraid that he's a mistake. And she's, like, telling him, you're not. And it's, like, it's basically Fred, like, talking about the shitty kind of childhood he had. Because he was, like, bullied a shit ton. Because they used to call him Fat Freddy. Because he was a heavyset kid.
I don't know why I find that funny.
Well, I mean, it's, like, it's And that's another thing they talk about too, is like they play like the Eddie Murphy "It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood."
Oh
thing.
yeah,
They play like that, and like how like Fred was like fine with that, like thought it was funny, but then like they played like the SCTV like Julia Child versus Martin Short like as Fred Rogers like boxing match, and like how Fred would think it was like all in good fun, but like it kept bringing him back to that place where it's like he was bullied as a kid. So like so there's a great line where like Fred is talking about it, and he's playing like on a phonograph or a fucking turntable, like it's like the sound of just audience, like canned laughter. He'd have, as a kid, he would have a record of canned laughter that he would play in his room because he did it as like a therapeutic sort of self, teaching moment thing where it's like he could control when the laughter started and stopped. Which is what he would do. And it's like, God damn it, Fred. You make me feel bad.
That's a little weird.
I know.
Not gonna lie.
It's just like, God damn.
So being so nice comes at a price of being weird.
Well, I mean,
I'm
he had a lot of dark thoughts about himself, and like,
I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, but it's like it's interesting to see a lot of that shit where it's just like, fuck, man, this dude was a person. Like he had like fears and worries and fucking insecurities about shit he was doing, like as a creator. I mean, he gave up he stopped Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood for a time and like went on to do something else. And then it's interesting they bring up like the thing that brought him back to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood again was that he learned that a kid jumped off of a building with a cape around his neck thinking that he was Superman.
Yeah.
And he said like, well, that's fucked up. Like,
is that what he said? Well, that's
no, but he's like, kids shouldn't be thinking that. He's like, kids should be able to distinguish the two. So he's like, maybe I gotta, maybe we gotta come back and sort some things out. But there's there's 1,000 things in here. I'm like, I didn't know that.
Okay, so it sounds like it's a good chronicling of the man, what he did, what he went through as a person to make this show and to do all this iconic stuff. But did they include the scene that was dramatized on Family Guy where he gets shot? Or no, sorry, it was Robot Chicken.
Oh.
Where he drowns the person.
No.
Peter,
sadly, no.
The trolley shocked me. Okay, so that non-existent scene.
Yes, they also didn't have the scene where Stewie kills the neighborhood, King Friday and all that.
Okay, so they didn't include the Robot Chicken scene or the Family Guy scene.
Neither.
Okay. But overall, so again, your score? Oh. First perfect score of the year.
10 out of 10.
10
Without
out of 10.
a shred of doubt, it's the best movie I've seen in all year.
All right, so perhaps I'll see it. And it could be a 15 out of 10. Or
a 15
out of 15. A perfect score.
It could be. Actually, I heard that next year, like early next year, PBS is thinking of airing it on
PBS?
Yeah, there's like a show they have called like Through the Lens or something. They're thinking of airing it.
That'd make perfect sense.
Oh, yeah. I would dig it.
So what you're telling people is if you're listening to go out and see Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Oh, yes, please do. It's something I think we all need right now. A little dose of positivity.
Right. Little PMA, as Matt Foley would say.
Little PMA, little Matt Foley.
Positive mental attitude.
A little Foley-in PMA.
All right, so again, 10 out of 10, perfect score. All right, so that does it for the review section.
All right, now time for our game section. Today we'll be doing another edition of Guess the Movie based on the critical thrashing. But instead of thrashing, we'll be doing Guess the Movie based on the critical praising, where we take a look at critics and people who liked or loved movies that, well, pretty much no one else did. So
basically, they had very unpopular opinions.
Yes. Which they're allowed to have, but
right.
We're also allowed to point out and say, isn't this weird?
Yeah.
But all right, without further ado, Alex, would you like me to read you your first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Vince Kohler of Entertainment Spectrum said of this film, I was pleasantly surprised with this new outing for blank. It had some of the same characteristics that made Spider-Man so terrific. Good character development, great villains, and likable co-stars. The special effects were good, but didn't overpower the story. One of my friends, who is an action movie fan, liked this film better than Spider-Man. Was he praising A, Elektra, B, Green Lantern, C, Daredevil, or D, Catwoman?
Oh, God. This is impossible. I'm going to go with Elektra.
It was Catwoman.
Oh, damn it.
This guy really liked Catwoman.
Wow.
Better than Spider-Man, huh?
Better than Spider.
Well, I mean, that's what one of his friends said that he took the movie with. It's just like I don't understand that. I saw a lot of this was
about
hard.
Like, you know what someone pointed out that, like, I can't remember where I saw this, but they're like, this movie is stupid. If they made makeup cream that like killed everyone, they'd just be fucked and they'd have a massive lawsuit.
Yeah,
movie's over.
They wouldn't have any product.
Yeah,
like they wouldn't have any or profit rather. They wouldn't make any money.
Yeah. See, you know what the other thing is? That movie, by the way, fantastic 2 out of 2 bombs.
Oh, yeah. It's interesting that there are people that exist that like this movie.
Yeah, it's...
And unironically.
Yeah, no, see, I love that movie because it's just, like, the worst.
And that's what was hard about a lot of these reviews, is a lot of the positive, quote, reviews, if you will, were people who praised the movie for being so bad that it's good. Which it's like... Yeah. I don't know if you can... It's such a weird thing. It's like... Batman and Robin is a prime example of like a movie I enjoy a lot, but it's horrible. It's a horrible movie. It's
not a good movie.
And
you're almost enjoying like how laughable the attempt was.
Right. And I think the intention is something that matters in making movies too. Like I know they tried with Batman and Robin.
And you know what? That's the other thing about Venom. You know, sound familiar? Let's take a semi anti-hero character who's related to a more popular character, but not have that character exist in this universe.
Give him their own movie.
Yep. See,
origin story.
It works every time, guys.
Oh, man.
All right, so moving on to yours. Now, bear with me. This is a lot of reading, but
that's okay.
I felt like every word was necessary. User Contact 6
okay.
on the IMDb had this to say about the movie in question. Most people think this movie is a piece of shit. They probably think that it was one of the worst films in existence. Sometimes this makes me wonder if the majority of population are dumbasses or artistically autistic. The truth is that this movie is a classic horror. I gave it a 10. The people that think it's terrible are trying like hell to analyze it. They just don't understand it. And what they don't understand, they think that it's stupid. Hell, who would want to think the other way? Who would want to think the other way around? The truth is that this is a classic horror. Person, you already said that. Anyway, it's just as perplexing and bizarre as the original, but it takes it all to a higher level. Blank is its most evolved form, and what it tries to be, so it deserves the utmost acclaim. It's also a horror roller coaster. It has all the suspense to make it extremely entertaining, and also has the humor. I love this movie. It was a piece of art. Most people just don't understand it. Oh well, too bad for them, because this certainly is a classic.
Wow, got ourselves a little Wordsworth down there. Artistically autistic.
Man, yeah,
must have really come up with that one on the way home from night school.
I love it. So this person gave this film a perfect 10 out of 10.
Oh, man.
Was he talking about Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, Hellraiser Bloodline, The Last House on the Left remake, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation?
I'm going to say Hellraiser Bloodline? Is that what it was?
Yes, I finally stumped you.
What was it?
It was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation. That's the one with Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger.
Yeah. That was not a good one.
Oh, that might be a 2 out of 2 bombs as well.
Oh, yeah. See, it was...
You know the part where she's, like, screaming and then McConaughey just comes up to her and just, like, mocks her?
Oh, man.
Friends and neighbors at home listening, have you seen this one? Tell us if you have.
Oh, man. Have you seen any of these?
Yeah, have you seen any of the 4 that I just named? Actually, okay. What's it called? Last House on the Left remake is actually pretty decent.
I like that, actually.
No, yeah, that's good.
Pretty good. I mean,
yeah,
the first one is like so
yeah.
indie.
Yeah. Friends and neighbors at home. Try out all 4 of these movies.
Yeah.
One of them's actually kind of good if you like horror and thriller.
Let us know which is the worst.
Yeah. The rest are like, dear God, what happened to this series?
Ugh.
All right, yeah, so it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation.
All right, your next one comes from Michael Zemansky of Zap2it.com. He gave this film a perfect 4 out of 4 rating, saying, if you like good war films, if you like good history epics, if you like good performances, if you like good romances and good stories with great performances, then this film won't disappoint. Was he talking about A, Alexander, B, Heaven's Gate, C, Of Gods and Generals, or D, Pearl Harbor?
Pearl Harbor?
You know, I wrote this question with you in mind because he was talking about Alexander.
Oh, man. That movie sucked.
A personal favorite of yours.
Oh, man. No, I told you. I saw that with a friend.
Yeah.
And we literally, without like planning to, we literally said in unison when it's like, bum, 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 the dove flies across, and it's like the end. It's like, finally.
Yeah, that was the one thing that cracked me up about this review.
It had one pretty good battle scene.
Yeah.
I mean, but it was nothing like I hadn't seen.
This film won't disappoint. It's like, that's weird because disappointing is the only word I've ever heard about Alexander.
It was like, it was like 15 minutes of battle and then like 2.5 hours of like naked wrestling with slaves.
With Rosario Dawson, probably.
Rosario, no, and men, because it's like...
Oh, and yeah.
Because he's like, there's many ways to love, and then it's like, he's just all over the place, and it's like, whatever.
And like Oliver Stone walks in the frame and winks at the camera, and like, you guys have heard this theory, right?
Oliver Stone's just like on the commentary, he's just like, what the fuck did you cut this with? I mean, in this scene...
Oh man.
Wow. But anyway. That was not a good, like...
That is not a good movie.
It was boring as a motherfucker.
It's so weird that, they gave it a perfect score. And these are all Rotten Tomatoes, like, certified critics that are allowed to post and, like, affect the tomato meters on movies.
Well, I mean, I guess if you liked it... It's just like, I felt like all his relationships were fucked up, so it's not a good romance movie.
Good romance.
It's like, because Rosario Dawson, she's like, you love him? Because she's like, what the fuck is going on? It's like, I thought you loved me. I thought I was your, like, your
squeeze.
Your squeeze. And then it's like, no, I just fuck around with lots of people. It's like, whatever. Macedonia at the time or some shit.
Oh, Colin.
Yeah, oh, Colin. All right, on to your second review. User Croco007 said this. Blank is a perfect and different slasher film. It is so beautiful. The actors are great, and it is so fun. Goodbye, Michael, Jason, and Freddy. Blank with a knife is here. I don't know, N-O, by the way, what to say. The story is quite good. Also, blank who opens the box is a great scene. Watch it. You will like it. What else to say? Oh yes. So blank has a knife, and that's why I love the movie so much. It's different than the hooks and chains. Motherfucker, I just gave it away. It's also quite gory. My feelings about blank is fresh again. Cannot wait till the 9th blank. Oh, that also kind of gave it away.
That's okay.
Also, blank is cool. Cooler than blank.
You know what you could do?
Okay, no, see, well, that's what I did.
Oh.
See, so you think it's given away, but it's not. Because is it A, Hellraiser Hell World? Is it B, Hellraiser Deader?
Oh, fuck.
C, Hellraiser Hell Seeker? Or D, Hellraiser Bloodlines?
Hellraiser... Well, it's Hellraiser 8. I'm gonna say... what was the penultimate option again? The last one was Bloodlines. What was the third one?
Hellseeker.
Is it Hellseeker?
No, it is actually Hell World.
Fun
fact about that movie. Lagertha from Vikings. Catherine Winnick is in it.
Oh my god, that's right.
It gets better. You know who else is in it? A young Superman. Henry Cavill.
Is that the one? Who directed that one?
It's Rick Boda, I think.
Okay. Which one's the Scott Derrickson one?
That was the one with the I'm Mayhem guy, I think. No,
okay.
It was either that. God, they all run together. Like they're so bad, and they're all like exactly.
Which
the
one's
same.
like the noir one that you said? There's like one that's like a fucking film noir, like 1940s, like people in trench coats or some shit.
Oh, the detective one.
Yeah.
It's like things went sour.
Yeah,
and then this crazy puzzle box game.
I love how that review is very stream of consciousness. You know, he's like, what else to say? Well, there was this. It's like you think in the middle, he's gonna be like, what else do I have to do today? I gotta get the dry cleaning. Okay, I gotta go get eggs. It's just like very, very honest and forthcoming review. Very, very, very true.
My favorite is say goodbye to Michael, Jason, and Freddy. Pinhead with a knife is here. That's like his review. It's like, I like that he stabbed instead of used hooks.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, sure.
Interesting.
You know, but okay, to be fair, there is something to say about that with the Freddy series. Or Nightmare on Elm Street. Mm-hmm. It's like when he stopped using the glove to kill, it became less scary. When he's like, I'm turning into a loaf of bread in the kitchen, or like whatever
killing
stupid
people with
shit.
What was the one where he killed?
The best is like, welcome to prime time, bitch.
Is that and the TV one?
Yeah, takes her and like smashes her in the TV. And I think it's in that same one. The guy's falling asleep on his motorcycle. And he's like, I'm a Freddy bike.
What was the one where the kid's got the hearing aid and he scratches on the chalkboard?
No, he just like drops needles, but he turns it off. That's in Freddy's Dead Final Nightmare.
God almighty.
Holy Lord. And it has the superhero fight. Oh, man. God, I need to watch that again. This is making me want to watch some terrible movies. Like the fun ones.
Yes, but ironically watch them.
Yeah.
Unlike Colin Covert of the Minneapolis Star-Tribune.
All right, so this is my final one. And so far, we're both 0 for 2.
Yes.
Oh, man, so it comes down to this.
So he said of this particular movie, this adaptation departs from the kiddie classic with freewheeling abandon, but is faithful in the most important way. Wonders never cease. Very, very apt quote. Was he talking about Show Dogs, The Cat in the Hat, Son of the Mask, or Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2?
Okay, hold on. Read that again, because that was really short.
He said, this adaptation departs from the kiddie classic with freewheeling abandon, but is faithful in the most important way. Wonders never cease. Show Dogs, Cat in the Hat, Son of the Mask, Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2.
Cat in the Hat?
You're damn right. It's Cat in the Hat. I think adaptation.
You blew it with adaptation.
Yep.
Yes.
This is a movie that's gained an unironic love, like cult following. Kind of like what was another movie that did that? Like very recently, like Good Burger or something. But that's a good movie. Like that's a fun, like I mean, it's not great, but it's a fun, 90s whatever.
It's a good bad movie.
But like they're doing that with Cat in the Hat, and I'm fucking I hate it. That movie's so bad. I fucking hate that shit.
The only thing I remember I really liked about that movie was that it had all those double entendres that made all the parents so pissed.
Oh yeah,
like he trips over the like rake,
dirty
like
hoe,
the hoe, and he's like dirty hoe.
Yeah, but like
there's a lot of that stuff. People are not happy, but that was no good.
Way to ruin Thing 1 and Thing 2. Like they made like the worst noises in that. Like I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a guy that gets really fucking hung up on sound, but like god damn it, I want to punch those fucking ooh.
Friends and neighbors at home, do you also want to punch Thing 1 and Thing 2?
What's the shittiest fucking Dr. Seuss movie adaptation? Is it The Lorax? Is it How the Grinch Stole Christmas? It's not. Or is it Cat in the
The Grinch? See, that's the thing. The Grinch was a 2 out of 2 bombs because it's like, let's just dare to be that bad. Cat in the Hat was kind of all over the place. It's like, let's try and have like weird, like dirty stuff that's only going to fucking make parents mad. Mm-hmm. And that like little kids might not get it.
Yeah.
Like I got it because I was like, when did that come out?
It came out, I want to say it was like 06. Like it was Jesus Christ, 2003.
Why did I go and see that?
Why did I hate that so much? I was 10.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the first movie, one of the first movies where I developed taste. Because that movie just annoyed me to no fucking end. I was like, I hate this fucking movie so much. That guy just, his adaptations can't catch a break. Seuss?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Mike Myers.
No,
That was like the downfall, man. It was like that and Love Guru, and it was like...
game over.
Fucking bye.
Oh, well.
Well.
We'll always have the Austin Powers trilogy.
Yeah, man. And we'll always have So I Married an Axe Murderer. Underrated.
Oh, yeah, that is a good one.
But, yeah. And Wayne's World 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But, all right, you're 1 for 3. Let's see if I can tie it up.
Let's see if you can tie it up. All right, now, buckle in. This is going to take a little while.
That's okay.
Username is redacted because it's
Spoiler for the question.
basically yes.
I feel you.
So, mystery user said this of the following film in question. Structurally, visually, and stylistically, this film has no flaws. It is incredibly well crafted. The performances are another matter. Either you appreciate this campy type of performing or you don't. Still, it doesn't make it bad. It's simply a stylistic choice that was maintained consistently throughout the film by all the performers and at the director's request. Okay, so you know this? You were working craft services that day?
Yeah, Jesus.
Anyway, in my opinion, people who hate this film are either aping the... What the fuck does that mean? Aping the reviews they read, or they are reacting to their own snobbery and sexual fear. Americans have no sense of humor. Then again, this film is clearly not meant to appease fans of Reader's Digest. I think it's a brave and highly intelligent work. The fact that it exists at all is pretty amazing. Was he talking about...
Got an intellectual here.
Yeah. Was he talking about Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, Showgirls, Basic Instinct 2, or 50 Shades of Grey?
Is it Showgirls?
Damn it!
Oh man, I knew that one held a special place in your heart.
Oh, that is another one of those like timeless classic 2 out of 2 bombs.
Oh man,
Especially, I'm a big Saved by the Bell fan.
Yeah, Elizabeth Berkley, man.
Yeah, what happened?
What happened? Well, wasn't she in Casino?
Jessie Spano was a good girl.
And then she went rogue.
Yeah, basically.
Jesus. Yeah. What is that? What's the guy's name who made that? Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah, because the username is Verhoho.
Now, I won't say that Paul Verhoeven didn't make any good movies.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just false.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes you miss. You try. And that's the thing. I appreciate that he tried.
Yeah, man.
And that's the thing that makes like most 2 out of 2 bombs great is like they were trying to do something and got like, because you know what, like for example, I know we keep talking about Batman Robin, but you know what I think he was trying to do? I think he was trying to emulate the 60s show, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Like that seems pretty obvious because of the like sound effects. And I think a lot of people could see that.
Yeah.
He was trying to do it, and it was a dumb idea, but it turned out kind of hilarious.
And he's bounced back, you know? Paul Verhoeven, he made a movie like last year with like...
It was like Elle, and it won Best Foreign Picture, didn't it?
Yeah, it was like nominated for a bunch of shit at like Caesar Awards and fucking Golden Globes, and it did really well.
Yeah.
So he's bounced back.
Dude, yeah,
The man made RoboCop.
Right, he made RoboCop.
Right.
And you know what? I'd buy that for $1.
Exactly.
Friends and neighbors, I think you'd agree. You'd buy RoboCop for $1.
He made Basic Instinct. Man.
I don't know how I feel about that. That's one where I bounce back and forth between is it a 2 out of 2 or is it just a fucking bad movie? Because, like, it's sort of entertaining, but it's like, it almost makes me mad how stupid it is.
Fun fact. That was one of the highlights of the cast of Sandlot when they were filming, or actually when they were not filming, was they all snuck into a screening of Basic Instinct together.
Wow. That's such a Sandlot. And then when we saw her uncross those legs, we knew that we'd be bonded as brothers forever.
Yeah. Get the music. Get the music going. Boom, 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 boom. Oh man.
All right. So yeah.
Well, we tied.
All right, but also fun fact. When the film swept the 16th annual Razzie Awards, Paul Verhoeven... this is why Paul Verhoeven's a good guy. Paul Verhoeven turned up in person to accept the Worst Director and Worst Picture. He was the first director to ever turn up to collect the award.
You know what else? Bringing it back to my first question, you know who else accepted their award for Worst Actress?
Oh, Halle Berry.
Halle fucking Berry.
Yeah,
the same year she won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucking nuts?
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like sometimes you make shitty stuff. It's like whatever.
Embrace it, like Paul Verhoeven and Halle Berry did.
Right. Or it's just like sometimes you can make things like whatever. You know, it's like you miss some. Mm-hmm. Man. But
Oh, man.
hold on, I'm trying to find like the most absurd line from here. Well, first of all, Americans have no sense of humor.
Yeah, like he.
okay.
They said a lot of interesting things in this, where it's like, this is structurally, visually, blah blah blah. Like they are putting on a front where it's like they really, well, fuck, they might believe that it is that. I mean, they probably do. Why would they type all
Flawless,
that?
though, that's like
Why
yeah.
would they type all that if they were lying? Maybe it was. I mean, fuck, who knows? They could be a troll.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like pretty elaborate. But that's the thing is like you see people get like on the news and shit like claiming to be experts at stuff, and they'll have a whole YouTube channel of just like elaborate trolling shit.
Did you know there is, in fact, an unofficial Showgirls sequel?
Yeah, with what's her name? She's back, Gina Gershon or whatever.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, I heard about that.
came out very recently.
Well, 2011.
Yeah. Pretty recent, considering when the first one came out.
Yeah.
But man, oh man.
Man, oh man. So we tied.
We
Damn
tied.
it.
That's okay.
Okay. I really thought.
Showgirls.
Yeah, see, I was like, shit. I should have chosen other more similar movies.
Well,
but we both did just a-okay.
yeah, we did good. 1 for 3. That's what? What kind of batting average is that?
That's academically that's failing grade.
Yes, but it's a 333 batting average.
Oh, so it's a badass batting average.
It's pretty
We're talking
good.
baseball.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
1 hit, 3 at bats. I'll take it.
It's pretty bad shooting percentage if we're talking
Yes.
basketball.
But
So that's the end of the game. So, anything else you want to add?
you know what? I think I've about had enough.
All right. Yeah, this has just made me have a sudden hankering for terrible movies.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe I'll have a 4th of July, just binge of dog shit.
You know what? That's a great idea.
And then maybe watch some bad movies after that.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna. Oh, I see what you did there. Aha.
Little Texas switch.
Switcheroo.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start with some Catwoman,
Yes.
and then get some Batman and Robin in there.
Okay. You're going to go the full DC route, get some
Yeah.
Green Lantern in there? Or maybe that's not so bad, it's good.
No, that's just kind of like
Superman 4 Quest for Peace?
maybe not.
Supergirl?
Maybe.
Oh, man.
You know what? Yeah, I've got some stuff to catch up or revisit rather.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Well, oh yeah, Ant-Man's out this weekend.
That's true.
I'm gonna see that.
And the first Purge, you
Ew,
excited?
gross.
Me neither. Oh, man.
All right, so yeah, everybody, look forward to talking to you all about Ant-Man, as I imagine we'll both be seeing that this weekend.
For sure.
All right. So thank you for listening to the 17th episode of Bonus Features with Alex and Robert. Make sure to like and subscribe on the YouTubes, like our Facebook page, and if you want to do SoundCloud, great. We post there too, sort of. Yeah, so see you next time.